again. Say what again? I dare you. I double dare you, motherfucker. Say what one more goddamn time.
Not. That's a world war. When Americans and Russians start shooting at one another, we're in a very different world than we've ever been in.
Not even on behalf of simply evacuating Americans.
No, how do you do that? How do you even find them? This is not like I'm hoping that if in fact he's foolish enough to go in, he's smart enough not to in fact do anything that would negatively impact on American citizens. What I've asked is American citizens should leave now. We're dealing with one of the largest armies in the world. This is a very different situation, and things could go crazy quickly.
He's black. Or does he look like a bitch?
Dan, you said last week that this report about migrant families at the border getting payments was garbage.
No, I didn't say that. Let's get it straight. You said everybody coming across the border gets $450,000.
What'd you just say? No.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. And may God have mercy on your soul.
The number I was referring to.
Okay.
Now here's the thing.
Sure.
If in fact, because of the outrageous behavior of the last administration, you coming across the border, whether it was legal or illegal, and you lost your child, it's gone, you deserve some kind of compensation, no matter what the circumstance. What that will be, I have no idea. What you
just said. So you shouldn't have said that. You take that camera, you shut it up real nice. And then what you do, you give it to your big buddy. You turn it sideways, and then you give it to him. It's already shined up, turn sideways, eat your vitamin, say your prayers, and stick it straight up all your candy asses!
Nobody wants you in this town. Nobody wants you around, period. Come on, man. Oh. Look at him, fellas. You crying, boy? You crying, boy? Maybe go back down to McDonald's and get you a Lamborghini.
I said, just in case you didn't know who the fuck I am. My name is Salvatore Sammy the Bull Gravano. My windows break. There's a hurricane and my windows break. Get out of the way, because I'm coming for you, bro. And I will fucking kill you. If I'm disrespected by anybody in this fucking neighborhood, you're going first. I got your fucking face and who you are planted in my fucking brain.
Run.
You told me in a previous interview that you told the leader of the Taliban that in no uncertain terms you would obliterate him if he dared not to follow every dotted I, cross T, comma, period.
Abdul, I did. Had a conversation, had a number of conversations.
Didn't you at one point tell him, I know exactly where you are, and give him the exact coordinates where he was?
No, I sent him a picture of his house. He said, but why do you send me a picture of my house? I said, you'll have to figure that one out. I said, if you do anything, we're going to hit you harder than any country has ever been hit. He said, I understand, Your Excellency. And he called me Your Excellency. I don't know if he calls Biden, but I will tell you this. We didn't lose one soldier in 18 months.
Telling me that Biden's policies on the southern border are actually creating American or slaves from around the globe. Is that correct?
Correct.
Wow. So the Democrats who accuse us of all the awful things that we do, they're actually enforcing policies now that are creating slaves in this country.
It's lending to that right now.
If somebody was coming across the border and they actually didn't have the money and they didn't want to be an indentured servant, is it true that they can backpack now heroin, fentanyl, and cocaine and pay that passage? Is that an option as well?
That is an option.
So the Democrats' policies, two things now. So they're creating slaves and drug mules. Is that where we're going with this? No wonder they don't want to come talk about it, right? The Fort Bliss, the Emergency Intake Center. You guys heard of this? Fort Bliss. To handle all the unaccompanied minors coming to this country. And as I was there, the Admiral's running it, and I'm like, sir, why don't we send these kids, these are unaccompanied minors now, back to their home country, back to their town. And the Admiral said, well, they don't know where they came from. So these kids are from, I saw one, I know he's probably no more than 5. And I saw some probably, the average was 16, 17-year-olds. So they're saying these kids, these unaccompanied minors, do not know where they came from. I said, well, where are we going to send them to? Oh, we're going to send them to a Google address of the United States of America. Then we don't background check the people we're sending them to. So one of my friends here, I remember earlier hit on this, we are actually with taxpayer dollars, are now trafficking children, and we're paying to get them there on American taxpayer dollars and putting them in God knows what and God knows where. And so the thing that really, I think Andy Biggs has mentioned this, Rep Biggs, is, y'all, we've lost 20,000 children. Mayorkas said himself in a hearing he does not know where 20,000 of these children are. And that's just staggering to me. So Sheriff, have you, as you begin, is it mostly heroin and cocaine now and fentanyl, or is it just mostly fentanyl?
Unfortunately for Arizona and California right now, we're the worst and the top as far as fentanyl, and below that is methamphetamine. And to address your other comment, what you're looking at is a ploy by the cartels marketing a way to work with Mayorkas on the reunification policy that he put into place. So if you send your child across as a child that's by themselves, then you can be reunified when you come at a later date and time. So the cartels are exploiting every policy that this administration has put into play.
And it's almost like they're better at the game than we are, right? I mean, they know before we know what's happening. I know that they're talking about the new rules that the Biden administration won't enforce, and basically that just adds another step. But my understanding last night, I was talking to one of the border agents, is once the illegals, when they cross into the country, they want that MTA, that motion to appear in court. Is that correct? Now, Mr. Lyons, could you tell me for sure, when they get this MTA, does that automatically qualify them for benefits?
Yes, it does.
So you're telling me they come into the country, they turn themselves in, and then they get the MTA, and they are qualified for benefits from the American taxpayer?
Yes, sir.
Do we have any idea how much those benefits run, or any idea? Have you heard that, Mr. Lyons?
Up to $800 a month.
$800 a month. And so I understand, too, we give them a cell phone.
Yes, we do.
Have y'all heard that we actually give them a cell phone? My kids would probably rather come across the border, honestly, sometimes.
Yes, sir.
So we give them a cell phone that they can jailbreak and use it however they want. My understanding. Go ahead, Lyons. I'm waiting. I want to hear what you got to say.
Well, it was just they give them that phone so that they know where they're at. But we have a 95% failure rate to appear for those motions.
So you mean they take our phones, but they don't take our phone calls? Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, sir. Yes, it's the worst state.
Man, that does sound like my kids. Now, Doc, one last thing, and then we'll get off, and I'll give Mr. Jordan. I didn't have a time over here, Jim. Am I overtime?
You're definitely. The benefits continue.
I'm definitely overtime.
But the benefits continue.
The chairman says I'm definitely overtime.
You can ask your last question.
Last question, Doc. So 100% of the immigrants, when you deliver the children, you have to give them car seats, I understand. So because the federal government requires you, isn't there some rule that says you can't send a child away from hospital without a car seat?
Correct. CMS rule, we cannot do that.
So we're buying all the car seats as we send them on the way and paying for all the health care, and you're $26 million in debt, basically.
Correct.
Very good. Thank you.
So you don't say, do you? What do you know?
Or the White House, or some other entity that was under siege. And let me say, you can logistically get people there as you make this plan.
He supposedly told Pence, don't sign this, okay? The Confidence of Elections Act of 1877, which is still good law, was next on the docket to be considered when Pelosi declared an emergency. What does it say? It says the Vice President of the United States shall not certify the purported Electoral College results when there is evidence of a lack of public confidence in the validity or et cetera, the proceeds. So said vice president shall call upon Congress to appoint a 15-man committee, 5 from the House, 5 from the Senate, 5 from the U.S. Supreme Court. Over these proceedings, the Chief Justice shall preside, wherein they shall conduct an independent audit of the election results, taking at least 10 days or as long thereafter as is necessary. Hell, he was calling on the man to follow the damn law that's still on the books. Now, you indict somebody for following the law because you're a stupid jerk who didn't pay any damn attention in law school. First year.